Hi, my name is Emily Sneed. I'm the nurse manager on the cardiac step-down unit at the Medical Center of Plano. I'm here today to present to you a strategic action plan on RN retention and recruitment. The state of Texas, along with the rest of the nation, is currently facing a critical nursing shortage. This acute nursing shortage can be attributed to significant growth of hospitals, the aging baby boomer generation, and insufficient faculty in nursing schools. According to the Texas Center for Nursing Workforce Studies, the demand for registered nurses in the state of Texas will rise 86% by the year 2020. As of March 2016, there were 45,000 open nursing positions in the state of Texas and only 8,500 nurses graduating each year. The Medical Center of Plano currently has 133 open nursing positions with a 32% turnover rate. On average, the hospital is understaffed 15 to 20 nurses per 12-hour shift. This shortage of nursing staff is compromising the day-to-day operations of the hospital and the quality care that we provide to our patients. It is imperative that as a hospital we address both the internal and external components that are driving nursing turnover. The following strategic action plan was developed to tackle the high nurse vacancy and turnover rates within the hospital with a goal of reducing RN turnover from 32% to 16% by the end of Q4 2016. The first step in the action plan is to reach out to nursing agencies and acquire 20 travel nurse contracts to provide immediate staffing relief. What this means is the nurse managers will conduct phone interviews with traveler nurses, and once they hire these nurses, nursing administration will onboard them, and these travel nurses are expected to be up and running within a week of their contract start. This will provide immediate relief to the staffing, critical staffing that we're experiencing right now. The second action step in this action plan is to have a one-year nursing retention bonus for units that are critically staffed. HR will analyze which units are most critical and develop retention bonuses, and the nurse managers will present these bonuses these contracts to the nurses and obtain their signatures, and these nurses will get paid at the beginning of the contract and then paid again at the end of 1 year. Another tactic is to have an RN job fair. Marketing is to advertise the job fair and reach out to nurses in the DFW area through mail and email. Also reaching out to nursing schools in the area to target graduating nurses. Human resources and nurse managers from all nursing units will be at the job fair to conduct real-time interviews with potential candidates. The next step is to have RN peer interview training. Each nursing unit is to have a peer interview panel to meet with candidates and ensure that they are a good fit for the organization and the unit. Education department will collaborate with HR and hold a peer interview training class. Each nurse manager will choose 10 high performers from their unit to participate in this training. When RN candidates are interviewed with the nurse manager, they will then be interviewed by the peer nursing panel. The peer interview panel will rate the candidate on a standard assessment form and report back to the nurse manager their thoughts on whether or not to hire the candidate. The next step is to have an RN compensation adjustment. HR will evaluate current RN pay scale compared to the competing hospitals in the market, and nurse managers will evaluate current hourly rates for RNs on their unit and identify high performers or nurses considered a high flight risk, and in collaboration with HR and finance, merit raises will be distributed accordingly. The last step in this action plan is for exit interviews to be conducted with every RN who resigns. This is something that the Chief Nursing Officer or the VP of Nursing will do immediately when we get a resignation or we hear of a possible resignation. The CNO or VP of Nursing will conduct exit interviews in person or over the phone with every RN resignation. Information gathered by these interviews will be reported back to HR and to the unit nurse manager. Nurse managers are to immediately report resignations or suspected resignations to HR and the CNO. And the exit interviews need to be conducted in a timely manner in order to attempt to retain the employee. In order for this action plan to have successful implementation, collaboration needs to occur between participating departments. Leaders are to coordinate directly and freely with each other in order to facilitate the objectives assigned to them. If necessary, senior leaders or department leaders are to assign project managers or task forces to help with execution. Every month, all individuals assigned to this action plan will meet and report their progress. During these meetings, any barriers or strategic issues will be identified and new strategies will be formulated. In addition to the monthly meetings, staffing updates from Human Resources will be presented to the senior leadership team every Tuesday during their weekly meeting. And Human Resources will also email out a staffing newsletter to the entire organization bi-weekly, highlighting the number of RN interviews and new hires for each department. This newsletter will also be used for communication to employees regarding open positions, job fairs, peer interview training, and referral bonuses. To help leaders monitor their progress, Human Resources will update the monthly vacancy and turnover reports per department on the Leadership SharePoint site to be viewed. I want to thank you for taking the time to listen to this presentation and considering my action plan. Right now I'll offer, if there's any questions. Okay, no questions. Thank you.